What's happening, people? United Central here, back with another video. This is the real talk every Thursdays. As you know, you get me. Shout out to the people in the building. But yo, flawless, my G. What you saying, bro? Everything blessed in the dunya?
Yeah, man, everything. I'm blessing the dunya, but the team's not blessing the dunya, but I'm blessing the dunya and that.
Trust
you know what I'm saying?
man.
Still deflated after that performance, innit? They owe us on Sunday. They owe us, man.
They always, but will they
fam.
perform? That's the thing, though, innit? You feel me? Like, you don't know what this team, what they're gonna get with this team, bro. You get me? Like, it's a madness, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the building. We get my dream duo back again. Yo, didn't know we were a dream duo, man.
We the dream duo.
Shout out to everybody.
Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Love for that, man. I said dream duo, big up. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man. Big up Anas, man, everywhere, man. You know, one of the biggest moderators, you get me, everywhere. Real Zlatan as well. You get me? My guy right there, always showing support and whatnot. Yeah, big up to the people, man. These man watch every day, you know, like, yo, man, big up these man, them, you know. Zayn, I see him here now. You get me? Shout out to Zayn. You get me, man? Big up everybody. San Diego. Let me know where you're watching from, guys, innit? Let me know where you're watching from.
San Diego. That's nuts.
San Diego, man.
That's nuts.
Daniel Ogre. You get me? Shout out to him as well.
Big up Daniel, man.
We need a rants back, man. We need a rants back. You get me? I love his rants, bro. You know what I'm
saying?
Big
up Daniel, man. Big up Daniel each and every time.
Yeah, man.
Honest, hilarious.
Big up the people, man. You get me? Big up the people. Someone's already saying Martial, Rashford out. Both of them out. You get me?
Big up Glazers out, but who we gonna play?
Exactly, bro. You get me? Like, it's a mad thing, bro.
Who we gonna play?
Town settings, Bolton, West London, Lincoln, East London. Shout out to Anas.
East
Nemesis, Cyprus. Yo, shout out to Cyprus. You get me?
In the building, yo. In the building. I like that.
You get me? Big up, love the show. Yeah, man. Always, man.
Calamity Jones, that's funny, yo.
Watching from London. Yo, man. Got a lot of love from London, man. Shout out to London, man. York, North Manny. You get me? Shout out to you.
North Manny in the building. Me? Okay.
North Manny in the question. What questions you want you to ask him?
I don't know. What's the question? What are you asking me?
Yeah, exactly, bro. You get me? I don't know what you're asking.
Yeah,
Moosa's coming, guys. Moosa's coming. You get me? He's just on his way. So, you get me? He said he's going to jump on the live. Said it's going to be about 5 minutes or so. So, he'll be jumping on the live. So, you get me? Shout out to everybody in the building. You get me? Yeah, man. We'll dive into it, man. Man, like flawless, bro. The big Martial debate, bro. It's getting a bit madness right here, man. Does everyone forget what happened last season and that, man? Man, he pulled us into top 4 and that. What happened to people's short-term memory, man? What has happened, bro?
This is the era we live in terms of, I say this all the time, reactionary. He does press though, because the numbers say he does press. So that's
of course.
He does press. I wish Statman was here, but I know he presses. We live in a social media era where people are very reactionary. Has Martial been poor this season? Absolutely. Can't defend his performances. He has been poor this season. 1000% he's been poor. That's not what I'm saying, even though I'm a fan of him. He's not been good enough this season. Yes, Barbados in the building. I fuck with that.
Come on, man.
That being said, though, he is not being given the best possible platform to succeed. JV said it best. People are mad at Martial for not scoring the chances we don't create for him. We don't create chances.
That's actually crazy, you know.
Cavani came on against West Ham. Didn't have in 35 minutes of football, didn't have a touch in the box. Didn't have a touch in the box in 35 minutes of football. We don't create for our strikers. Anybody who plays as a number 9 for us down the middle will not be successful. Saeed will be back in a sec. Make sure you lot hit the like button also. So that's my thoughts on it. Nobody playing down the middle for this team will be successful. And that's it. Literally, that's it. And people, like I said, Cavani came on and did what? What service did he get? You know what I'm saying? What service did he get? All our attacking players suffer. I think I said this on your show. When it comes to PFA, if we did PFA Team Player of the Year right now, we're the top goal scorers in the league. How many of our attacking players get in? Probably not one. I could make who do you make an argument for?
You say Rashford maybe on a given season if he carries on. You get me?
But are you taking Rashford over Son? This year I'm talking about solely.
Yeah, true. That's true, man. That's true, bro.
I'm saying we're the top goal scorers in the league, and we are scratching our heads trying to figure out how we form an argument for our players to get in. But if I remember, we're the top scorers in the league. But none of our players really get in. That tells you all you need to know. Cavani don't get in, Martial don't get in, Rashford, Greenwood, Bruno, maybe Pogba. Pogba's probably the only one who you can be like, yeah, he'll get in. But how we are gonna keep saying this, how we the top scorers in the league and one of our players gets in? Because we don't create anything, we don't look good on the eye. Look at that West Ham game. That's one of the worst games I've ever seen. And we won.
Yeah.
We won.
And through Martial's kind of initiative, do you know what I mean? Brings the ball up top, creates it, goal. I just don't know what it is, you know. And I said it on Twitter. I think Anna said it as well, by the way. You know what I mean? It's always a new toy in it. Like McTominay is a new toy right now, and everyone's gassing him up. And listen, you get credit where it's due in it. You get me, like, and he's doing his thing right now. But it's almost a case of now everyone's got their little toy, so everyone jumps on that wave, and they're like, "Oh, man's McTominay, McSauce." You get me? All this, you get me? Like Akeem, shout out Akeem, bro. Everyone's on the hype, yeah. And then as soon as McTominay goes missing for a few games, and someone else steps up, man's the biggest Matic fan. You get me? Matic do bits. I'm the biggest Matic fan. Like, you get me? Like, I don't understand, the fan base, It is so like, I don't know what to say, but I just feel like for me, they almost forget like good things, you know what I mean, that's happened, and you know what I mean. But when it's all over, it's almost as if there's no loyalty anymore.
There is no loyalty.
There's no loyalty anymore, bro.
There is no loyalty.
What happened to the loyalty, man? These man not loyal in life, They man just leave their friend. Yo, I'm telling you, bro.
No loyalty, fam. In football, football is a what have you done for me lately sport, fam. That's what it is. It's a what have you done for me lately. That's what this sport is to not all the fans, but a lot of the fans is a what have you done for me lately sport. And I'm like that to an extent. You know what I'm saying? And that, like, yeah, if you have a good season, cool, but you need to follow that up. The thing is with Martial, yes, like I said, he should have scored against West Ham. He should have scored against West Ham, but he was still involved. He was still a good outlet. You know what I'm saying in that? And again, I keep saying this. Who looked good going forward in that game? Who played well? McTominay when he came on. That was it.
The bigger question that we need to ask ourselves. You know what I mean? I was on Twitter last night with Cams, and he was on about Kane and all that, bro. What would Kane do in this team, bro? In Tottenham, it's built around Kane. At Man United, it's not done like that, bro. You get me? It's not done like that, bro. It's never will be done when it's centered around, you know what I mean, one player. It's never done like that, bro. Ollie don't play like that. You know what I mean? Okay, Bruno might do what he wants to do and whatnot, but it's never the case like that, bro. You know what I'm trying to say to you, bro?
I get exactly what you're saying.
Harry Kane, everything is through him. He creates. He does everything with Son. You couldn't see that happening at Man United, bro. There'll be a meltdown. Imagine that, bro, at Man United, bro. There'll be a meltdown. Imagine that, bro. Like, Rashford's having all of the ball, and no man, other man them can't have the touch of the ball, bro. Come on, bro.
And that's it. And here's the thing. You can get whatever number 9 you want, big or money. Whatever number 9 you want to get, you can bring. And it will die here. Any number 9 you will buy because they have no service. Cavani and Martial have very little to work with. You know what I'm saying? It's not like Martial is missing 4 or 5 one-on-ones a game. Does he need to be better in front of goal? Yes, he's been poor in front of goal. But how many chances did we create for him against West Ham? I think it was the one at the end that everyone's going on about where he should have scored. That's it. We create one clear-cut chance for this man a game. It's not like it's 3 or 4. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at all number 9s miss big chances, but they create more. You know what I'm saying? I watched Southampton play Newcastle, and Newcastle won. I seen Danny Ings miss 2 clear chances.
Facts.
Clear chances. And that's Danny Ings, who's one of the better strikers. But it is what it is. Yeah, man.
You know what the biggest thing is, shout out to Statman Bays. He sent me out through stats, You know Martial, this season, you get me? In the league, you know what I'm saying? It's literally similar to last season, the stats. It's crazy, bro. And it's like, as almost people forget, bro. You get me? Like the goals, like last season. And you almost got to realize, before the lockdown, he was scoring goals, but he came back better after the lockdown.
Yeah.
So, you get me? Like, we had a persistent team last season. What was our team during the lockdown? Was it not a consistent 11?
It was a consistent 11. It was a consistent 11. Yeah, you're right. Yes.
It was De Gea in net, Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Shaw. It was Matic in the holding role, Pogba, Bruno. It was Martial in the middle, Rashford on the left, Mason Greenwood on the right. And how many times did we win that game? Most of that we won a perfect run, weren't we?
Yeah, straight after lockdown, we was when the players were just on autopilot, and then when
There
it
you
comes
go
to
then.
yeah,
You know
for
what I'm
that
saying to you,
period
bro?
until we got stuck in the mud and scraped over the line for top 4. But yeah, you're right.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, yeah.
understand it, bro. And for me, yeah, that's the biggest thing we got as what has gone
Right.
wrong then? You know what I mean? In terms of the system, the personnel, we keep chopping and changing it. We don't even know what midfield we're getting every day, bro. How can Martial function when 1 week he's getting Matic and Fred, 1 week he's getting Matic and McTominay, 1 week it's Pogba and McTominay? You can't build a system. You can't bring continuity. And strikers are built on continuity, man.
Facts, and you know what that comes down to again, and I always mention it. That falls on the manager. Our lack of system. Our lack
You
of
know what I'm
system
saying?
falls on it, and I swear that's probably is that a fake X? There was a
Yeah,
fake
it
X
could
on
be,
my
it could
channel.
be.
It could be
Was
the
it on your
real
channel
X
as
on the
well? All
ground.
right, say that then.
There was. I don't know
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah,
But
yeah.
is he not?
You
Is
don't
he
know
not
who to
modded
believe
in?
nowadays because StreamYard don't tell you. You get me?
Yeah. StreamYard, don't tell you. But mods, he's modded on your channel X, isn't it? So the mod should be able to
Yeah,
tell
yeah,
you if
yeah.
he's
Should
modded
know.
or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, should
Yeah, I
know.
don't know. I want to
Look at
check
this,
in a
bro.
sec.
Real Zlatan. Be speaking facts, bro. How many times did we change the team, bro?
Yeah, exactly. And how do you then get, like you said, continuity, consistency? Without when the team changes, there's no consistent team shape, there's no consistent team pattern, there's no plan of attack game after game after game. Like I said, how many times do we see Manchester City scored in back post tap-ins? And I watched them against Swansea yesterday, and I see Mahrez in the space of 5 minutes get the ball on the right hand side and drill it across for them back post tap-ins. That's
Yeah.
not by accident. That's worked on time and time and time again. Like I said, with you, fam, with your channel, you have a system and a schedule with this channel, right?
Trust me.
Boom. Monday, I'm going to do the straight jacket. This person's going to be on. This person's going to be on.
Yeah.
And you know how it's going to set up, right? You're going to start the show. I'm going to introduce it, introduce the talking point, introduce everyone, and we go from there.
Yeah.
Real talk on a Thursday at 6. That's a pattern. You just don't just come here and just freestyle the thing and guess. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. I don't freestyle the thumbnail. I don't freestyle what's going on. You get me? I don't do none of that, bro. And it's like,
that's it.
It's what this manager is trying to do, bro. And you never get a consistency, bro. You only got to look at Van der Beek when he comes on, bro. He's almost going out there and he's like, you know what I mean? He's lambs to the slot thinking, what do I do here? Nobody's on my level. Do you know what I mean? Someone, shout out to Good Vibes. There he goes. The thing you can switch personnel, but with no system or pattern of play, it doesn't matter. Look at the system no matter what, who is the system you know where they're going to play. And that's spot on, man. You know what I'm saying, too? You get me? Like, I just don't understand me where all this Martial slander. A lot of people are saying sell him. You get me? Which I believe, it's crazy, bro. Who right now in the number 9 role is shelling it right now, apart from the main one in terms of Lewandowski, Suarez. You're looking at Haaland, obviously he's bit by bit, he's been injured this season. Who right now, number 9 is shelling it right now?
Yeah, exactly.
Who's shelling it?
Who do you go and get? And the thing is, whoever you're going to get is going to die here. And when I say die in terms of they'll score goals. If you get suffer, that's correct. They'll suffer here. It doesn't matter if you go get a Haaland, you get Suarez, you get a Kane, whatever number 9 you want to go and get a Lewandowski, because they have no service.
Shout out Madrid United, man.
Yes, we have
round holes.
Pick up Adam each and every time. He has no service. Should Martial be doing better? Yes. If he was missing 4 or 5 chances a game, then I'd be like, you know what? Maybe it's time to go. He's missing. People are talking about him against West Ham when I thought he was actually decent. He missed, if someone correct me if I'm wrong, he missed the 1 chance at the end. That was it. What other chance did we create that he missed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's mad that people are saying Martial's inconsistent. The team is inconsistent.
Yep. You know, there's similar levels, you know, Martial and Rashford. Shall I tell you the numbers? It's crazy, you know. Shout out to Statman Baines. Touches. This is a game against West Ham where everyone thought Martial had a bad game. Touches, Martial 70, Rashford 85. Pass accuracy, Martial 86.8, Marcus Rashford 88. Shots on target, 2 out of 6 for Martial, 1 out of 2 for Rashford. Dribbles completed, 1 out of 3 for Martial, 4 out of 9 for Rashford. Long balls completed, 2 out of 2 for Martial, 1 out of 2 for Rashford. Possession lost, Martial 12 times, Rashford 24. Chances created, both had 3. Fouls one upper for Martial. He had 3 compared to Rashford's 2. Big chances created, 1 for Martial. Obviously, the one that the goal happened through. You get me? That's another one. 1 big chance missed. Rashford had 1 big chance missed. 1 assist for Rashford. They are completely identical stats, bro. Yeah. You get me, bro? And it's like, this is what we are right now. You get me? Like, and until the system is correct and we level it off to the point where we can get these guys performing to their maximum, which I don't think they are performing to their maximum. I think they can elevate even more. Until we get that right, bro, nothing gonna change, my bro.
Ain't nothing
gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna change, bro. You get me? So that's what we need to be thinking about, the bigger picture, man. The bigger picture is we can't sustain this all the time, bro. And these men are not even getting in the right positions, man. Because of why? Look where Martial's getting the ball from in the game, bro, every time. Where's he getting from? Center of the box, bro. Center of the box to receive the ball. You know what I'm saying, bro?
And that's where that's like it goes back to attacking patterns, systems of play, knowing what to do, and that man literally. I know you said this is a joke initially. It is freestyle FC. It is literally that, because depending on what 11 play is what we're gonna get. If we play a front three of Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford, that front three is going to be different to Mata, Cavani, and James, for instance. Whereas if you take Manchester City, no matter what front three play, it's the same. They could play Sterling, Foden, and Aguero. They could play Mahrez, Jesus, Bernardo Silva, for instance. The front three is the same, like in terms of the movement. The levels might change and things of that nature because individual players, but the system's the same. The way they try and score goals is the same. I've seen Sterling score back post tap-ins. I've seen Jesus score back post tap-ins. I've seen Gundogan score back, but like the system should remain the same. That's why a manager has a philosophy and signs certain players. So when you take a player out, it doesn't all fall down. They're playing without arguably their two best players in De Bruyne and Aguero, and they're running away with this league.
It's crazy.
That's what you need to know. They're without arguably their two best players in De Bruyne and Aguero, and they are running away with this league.
Look at this comment here, Real Zlatan. You know what I mean? He says, in the same league this season, Mane, Abba, what's it called? Is it DCL? That guy from Everton, Sterling, have all gone on goal droughts, big or small, but Martial isn't allowed to have one. And do you know why they've gone on that, bro? And some of them, okay, Liverpool have suffered, Arsenal have suffered. But the bigger ones have got away with it in terms of Sterling because their team, you know what I mean, allows that not to happen. The system still the same for other strikers, you know what I mean? But as soon as Martial goes in a goal drought, bloody hell, mate, sell Martial. You know what I mean, bro? I don't understand it, bro.
I get it. You know what that is? Because there's just people who just don't like Martial. That's literally what it is. You know what I'm saying? And Daniel's hit the nail on the head right there. Martial is missing one chance every 3 to 4 games. The real problem is he isn't getting chances regularly. That's the problem. If my striker's missing chances on a regular basis, that's on my striker. That's when I'd be more harsh on Martial. Man's getting one chance a game, one chance every 2 games. And it's the same for Cavani, but yet people want to blame Mars. Anybody who plays down the middle for us is going to suffer eventually. There's only so much you can do just of your individual brilliance. And that's us as a team. We are individual brilliance FC, literally. And what my man said in the comments was spot on in terms of, I see Mane go on goal droughts. You know what I'm saying? 12 games without a goal. Calvert-Lewin went 7 games without a goal. Kane's gone on goal droughts. But as soon as Martial, sell Martial. Because we have a reactionary fan base, 1. And 2, we have people who just don't like Martial. There's people who our fan base don't like Martial. He doesn't get any touches in the box. You don't get no touches. He averages 4 touches in the box. Cavani averages 4 touches in the box. You're going to tell me they're both trash and they both need to be sold.
What's the common denominator then?
That we just have no system and no attacking pattern. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, go on.
Now, go on. I just feel like for me, like, you know, it's, exactly. Florian Chances. You know how much chances he gets in a game?
I see Salah. I'd love to know the stats. I know Statman will have it. The big chances that Salah misses. I bet he's always in the top 3 to 4.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I bet Sterling's always in the top 3 to 4. I bet Kane's up there as well because these men create chances. Maybe not so much Kane this season, but especially Sterling and basically Manchester City players, Liverpool players. I bet their attacking players are high up because they create so many chances. They're not relying on one chance. We're relying on Martial to bag that one chance he gets every single game. One-off game, cool. If it's a tight game and he misses the only chance we get, I'm with that. But when we're playing West Ham at home and we're still not creating chances, that tells you all you need to know. And
when
this
you
is
play 2 DMs as well, you know,
playing 2 DMs.
That's the problem, man. You get me, like, you know what I'm trying to say to you, bro?
Safe, because we are safety first. We are safety. We are. If we're a boxer, we're jab, jab, hold. That's us.
Jab, jab, hold, man. You get me?
Jab, jab, hold. That's us.
Telling you, bro.
That's what we do.
Michael Mayer Star, shout out to the super chat from him. He goes, I like Martial, but I think he'll go. He was a player of the season last season, and Ollie signed a striker in January and the summer. Ollie doesn't rate him. I don't know, I just don't. I don't think he doesn't rate him because at the end of the day
No.
he still plays him here and there, but he's not helping him out, mate. He's not helping him out, and he's not helping him to elevate, mate. I'm telling you now, you get a proper coach, man, a proper coach, yeah, and Martial's game will elevate even further, bro. But we're not gonna get that, bro. You get me?
Yeah.
Someone say they're not two DMs, they're two sixes. But is this if they hold that line as a DM though?
Okay,
as a double pivot.
What I want to say to you, 000, is they aren't DMs, they're 2 6s, but if you look at their average positions, they're DMs. Look at their average position, they're sat in front of the back, they're sat in front of the two centre backs. They're 2 DMs. We play 2 DMs because their average position is there.
Exactly.
And
that's a bigger picture. Instead of saying we've got 2 8s or 2 6s, the average positioning is not, you know what I mean, as a 6 or an 8 would be. It's not, bro.
Facts. That's what it is. Like that's how negative we are. You know what I'm saying? That's how safety first we are in that. You know what I'm saying in that? Like we play 2 DMs. You know what I'm saying? Whether they're DMs by nature or not, what I'm saying is if you look at their average positions, our 2 central midfielders sit in front of our centre backs. Therefore, they're 2 DMs. So we have 2 centre backs, then we have 2 DMs that don't really go anywhere. Then we have a fullback in Wan-Bissaka who's not the most attacking. That's 5 attacking players on the pitch. I mean, 5 defensive players on the pitch, sorry. So that means half of our outfield players are defensive. So we're relying on Luke Shaw, Bruno in the 10, the 2 wingers and the striker to do it all. Why not? We see McTominay scored a goal against West Ham. Why is McTominay not doing that more often? He has been this season, but where has that been? He should be doing that on a more game-by-game basis.
Absolutely.
We don't need 2 sit and have 1 sit. You can sit with 1. Whether it's a Fred, whether it's a McTominay, whether it's a Matic, we just need to go for it. I say this all the time. Our team is top heavy. Our attack is better than our defense. So why not go for it? That's just me.
And the midfield is imbalanced. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's be real, bro. Bruno's attacking is more intent, and the other 2 almost drop off. Yes, McTominay can do the box-to-box thing, but end of the day, bro, in the big games, we don't see that, you know? And that's why we need it most. Do you know what I'm trying to say to you? On form, Martial's one of the most clinical strikers on earth. Normally, he tends to bag 1 or 2 chances, or they're not easy either. Most strikers need 4 big chances to bag 1. E.g. Salah. You know what I mean? How much time does Salah get to have all his missed chances, bro? And the next thing you know, it's like he scores another one at the end. Because at the end of the day, they have the principle of they're still creating chances.
Yes. Wave after wave.
How many games did we come out and say, oh, man, that PSG game where we had Martial missed them 2 big chances, which I thought one of them was a big chance. I give him that one. The second one was the keeper made a good save. But it's almost as if we're relying on them 2 chances, to define our whole game. And how can you do that, bro?
That's it, Saeed. In an hour and a half of football, we're talking about 2 moments. We have an hour and a half to create chances and score chances to win football matches. And we're talking about 2 moments. Strikers always miss chances. Don't matter who you get, whether it's Lewandowski, whoever you think the best 9 is in the world or in the league is, all miss chances. We talk about Salah. You know what I'm saying? And he is low on confidence. People forget that. Martial's confidence is in the bin. That being said, he looked better against West Ham because his hold-up play was back to its best.
Yeah.
Like there was one where the cross went in and he brought it down in his chest and he played it to Greenwood, and Greenwood, the shot was blocked. I was like, that's Martial at his best, so that's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I hear that. The main argument is I always go eye test first, Glazers out, and then I look at stats to see if it backs up my opinion or it makes it wrong. Like I said, that's what I'm saying. An hour and a half, 2 chances. You know what I'm saying? And like 2 chances. That's like Saeed letting me come on here and we do an hour and a half podcast and he gives me 2 chances to speak. And if I don't knock them out of the park with my opinions and then saying, yo, Flawless is terrible at this, give man ample opportunity. You get what I'm saying? And he's not getting that. Yeah, of course. Martial in a system scores 20. We seen it last season. He scored 17. Scored 17 last season and he was injured for large parts.
Yeah. Ollie seems to pick players based on what the top Reds are feeling. They've had enough from Martial, so he benches him for 3 league games in a row. When was last time Rashford was on the bench 3 times? You know what? That's That's another thing as well, man. You get me?
Go on, I'll let you answer that and I might answer.
I just feel like you get me, like, even like Van der Beek, he's not playing with a better players. Like, why was he not allowed to play with Bruno, McTominay, and Van der Beek in there? You know what I mean? Like, why isn't this situation not happening? Have you noticed it's always a case of when Van der Beek's playing, it's always like in a team where he's almost suffering because some certain players are not on his wavelength. You get me? Like there was only one opportunity he played. You get me? Like I think the game against was it Istanbul where he played with Bruno.
Yeah, the Istanbul game. Yeah, he played with Bruno because they played Fred the home game and that. And that being said, that game, we created so many chances. You know why? Because we had attacking minded players on the pitch. I think Cavani played up top. We had the two wingers. Bruno played in the 10, and then Donny played, and Donny's going to get forward. It's all about intent. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, the Real Zlatan makes a great point in terms of I'm a big fan of this. When players aren't playing well, they should be dropped. Because of Martial's form, he should have been dropped. But then he mentioned Rashford. When Rashford's playing poor, he should be dropped. When Bruno's playing poor, he should be dropped. To me, De Gea shouldn't start against West Brom because he's been poor as of late.
Yeah.
So you need to be held accountable for your mistakes. Let these men think about it. You get me? If you're in a comfy position, and if any role of your job, any job you have, if you're comfy in that position and you know, if I make these mistakes, I'm going to remain in the job, you're going to make hella mistakes. I've had enough jobs where I don't care about it. Because I'm like, if I make a mistake, they ain't going to be on my case or whatever. So that's what it is.
You know what it is, yeah? And it's like, you know, you can bring up Greenwood's numbers this season compared to last season. But is anyone talking about that, though? You know? Is anyone talking about that? Greenwood's got one Premier League goal this season. I know understand he's young, but still, you know what I mean? He was, apparently, these guys were, you know, the average, you know what I mean, in terms of expected goals, they were, you know, they were punching above their weight, man. Yeah, how can we do this, bro? We can't be doing this where, you know, having every season we're comparing it to, you know, expected goals and, you know, what were they expected, man? We can't be doing this. Man United Football Club, man. You are expected to score goals in a system that is helped, you know, it helps them, you know, achieve that, bro. You are expected to do that, man. You get me? It shouldn't be a case of, you know, these guys were pulling above their weight, bro. These guys are professional footballers. You know what I mean? Greenwood, you know, when he was at under academy level, one of the best in the UK or the England, bro. Martial, everyone knows his talent, bro. We shouldn't be doing all this expected this and that, bro. These man should be able to go in the system and flourish, bro. Let's be real out here, bro.
Nah,
you know what I mean? We shouldn't be. The more we say these guys are not good enough, and then the more you put expectation on them when they have one chance, or you say to them, oh, why they're not in the box, bro? Because end of the day, bro, they're all struggling right now.
They are struggling, and that goes to show, like I've said before, in terms of Greenwood, more so backs up Martial and the Cavani, where it's like being individually brilliant can only get you by for so long. He needs help. He needs a system. Adding the fact as well with Greenwood, what people are forgetting, he's also playing out of position. He's not a right winger. He's a striker. He needs help. Imagine him in Pep's system, how well he would do.
Oh, look at Foden. Look at Foden on the right, bro.
And you know who would suffer if he was in our team? Foden. You get me? Foden would have the same issue that Greenwood's having. And this all comes back. I know we sound like broken. This is why systems and patterns of play are important, because it's drilled into you and it becomes second nature. You know what I'm saying? It's worked on in training. I would love to see Manchester United to see what we work on in training, because I don't see it on the pitch. I don't know what the plan of attack is. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody plays different. Like, it doesn't matter who's playing left wing for Manchester City, for instance. They'll play the same.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if it's Sterling over there or whoever's over there. Doesn't matter if Jesus or Aguero's playing up top as a 9 for Manchester City. They do the same job. Aguero will do it to a better level because he's a better player. But he'll do it.
The same principle applies.
The same principle. Even a false 9. Don't matter if it's De Bruyne playing as a false 9, Sterling playing as a false 9 for him. It's the same thing. It's worked on in training. What do we work on is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
To me, because we don't score the same goals. You know what I'm saying? And like, there's no goals you see in your life. It's a Manchester United goal.
It's not, bro. You know what I mean? And we're having to, you know what I mean, stretch back to maybe last season where, you know what I mean, it looked a bit coordinated because end of the day, the players were playing consistently, the same Excel, you know, we're playing consistently. So they caught that bit of rhythm in there. But right now, you don't know what you're getting, bro. Like, you know, that Bruno goal, I didn't expect it to go in. I didn't, you know what I mean? Same way when Rashford got the ball, Cavani, was that a case of just Cavani being in the box? You know what I mean? Like, the goal that's happening right now, you just don't know what's going to happen, bro. You don't know. For that large part of that game against West Ham, I didn't know what was going to happen, bro. I didn't know what was going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen, what pattern is going to, what we're going to do, what's our shape. It's almost like we just force the ball into the net, man. That's all we do, man.
We rely on either mistakes from the opposition or just individual brilliance. Like, you spoke on the goals there, the Cavani goal. Was that Everton? The Cavani goal, great cross by Rashford. That's what we rely on. Rashford picking out a great cross. The Bruno goal. Great goal from Bruno. You get what I'm saying? Who scored the third one against Everton?
The third one was a header.
That's
He slipped. The keeper slipped.
Your keeper slipped. Again, mistake. That's my whole point is, you know what I'm saying? And that we rely on individual pieces of magic to win us football matches. And this is why I always back us to win matches, because of the individual players we have. This is why we're second. You know what I'm saying? And that. Yeah, big up Statman Baines.
Big up Statman, man.
Like, literally, that's what we rely on. We spoke on it. Rashford's great cross for the first one. Bruno, great long-range strike for the second one. Third one, goalkeeping mistake. There's no team goal there like that. You get what I'm saying? And that it's not. And we can go further. You get me?
You look at the full. You look at the full. You know, I think we're gonna suffer towards the end of the season without creativity.
Hold up, Said. We're gonna suffer. I am suffering. You know what I'm saying? And that I'm suffering now.
Someone goes, there's nothing called individual brilliant.
Individual brilliance is what I said.
Individual brilliance, yeah. Individual brilliance.
Brilliance is what I said.
Yeah.
Individual brilliance.
You know what I mean? Are we going to suffer to end the season without...
It's the Manc accent. My apologies, Was. But go on, fam.
Yeah. Are we going to suffer towards the end of the season? Because I look at it right now, yeah. You know, a lot of people are saying, you know, these guys are performing above their levels. You know what I mean? We're not creating big chances that much. You know what I mean? We're not getting in the opposition box half. You know, it's very, very stagnant, like you said, bro. Without Popper as well. You know what I mean? Are you worried right now? Because I'm thinking right now, yeah, back-to-back games. You know what I mean? And it's almost a case of, you know, Ollie can freestyle it a lot, but if you want to get towards trophies and you want to do what you're not been good at and win a trophy, win a semi-final, get past that stage, you know what I mean? It is a worry because I don't see, you know, people doing this, bro. You know, the players keep on applying that pressure. Can you see that, bro?
The reason why I'm not worried in terms of, like, say, finishing out the top four and not winning a trophy is because, again, of the individual players we have. We always have a chance. Literally. That's literally what I've hung my hat on from the start of the season up until now. Because we have players who can produce individual brilliance at any given moment, we have a chance. Even without Pogba, yes, Pogba's a massive miss, of course. Massive miss. But still with a Martial form, Cavani, with Greenwood, with Rashford, with Donny, with Bruno. I just named 6 players right there. Luke Shaw's turned into form 7. Tellez, if he comes in, that's 8. We have 8 players there who can all, mainly obviously the first 6 without Pogba, who can all impact a game and win you a match at any given moment. This is why we're second. And also another thing as well is, minus Manchester City, the rest of the league ain't really up to much. Chelsea are on a resurgence, yes. But minus that, I don't look at anybody else in the league. I'm not worried about anyone apart from Chelsea. Chelsea, the only team I look at and be like, all right, they could blow clear of us. I think City have gone. Chelsea could.
You could be your own downfall. You know, there's a small danger of, you know, we could be our own downfall in terms of not having a consistent style of play. You know what I mean? Not necessarily, you know what I mean? Our defensive shape is still poor at the minute. Only having that persistence of Maguire, Lindelof. These sort of moments here, these are what we're going to think of and say, you know what? These are hindering our squad and hindering our team to push further forward. And Ollie, for me, is still very, very naive to see that. It's still naive, bro, to see them clear differences in our style.
It is, and we've had them deficiencies from the start of the season, though. That's been a problem from the start of the season. This is what got us to here. We haven't had defensively had a good shape. We conceded 3 to Palace. We conceded 12 goals in our first 3 games. Brighton, Palace, Spurs. So this has been an issue. We haven't been defensively good. That we know the manager's not good enough. His persistence on continuing with Lindelof and Maguire. This has all been issues. We both know this. We spoke on this. You can go back 6 months ago and see videos of us talking about this. 2 months ago of us talking about this. So we know all these. There's no new problems. The only new problem we have is Pogba being out. There's no new problems. All the issues that were there are still there now. There's nothing new that's popped up like, oh my God, this is a problem, blah, blah. Nah, Pogba's injured. Injuries will happen. Losses of form, 2 players will happen. But what I'm hoping is that Greenwood kicks into gear. If Greenwood and or Martial kick into gear, that could be an extra 20 goals. If, say, they both get 10 now, from now to the end of the season, that's an extra 20 goals.
Greenwood looks like he's having that, but at the end of the day, when all is taking him off, you know what I mean, 70th minute, and it's not allowing him to complete a game, then we'll never know that, bro.
I hear what you're saying. But we know that's the man. That's Ollie tax. We know the manager's deficiencies, and we know he's not good enough. So that is going to be a problem. But again, that's nothing new. These are the same. This is why I'm not.
How do we balance the season out? Because the Europa League's coming up. You know, what I mean, someone says hey, there's many holes in that team need to be fixed. It's just not about Oli side. But then who? I know. Listen, but who fixes that though? I can't.
I was going to say that.
Who's going to fix that? You know what I mean? Like I don't know. You just answered your own question there.
Who's fixing
you know what I mean? Who's fixing it then?
There are so many holes in this team that need to be fixed. It's not just about Oli. Whose job is it to fix them? Who's paid thousands upon thousands on a weekly basis? Who's paid thousands of pounds on a weekly basis to figure that out? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's on the manager. Because you know why? The clue's in the title, as JV says. You're the manager. Manage.
Yeah.
You're the football manager. Manage the football. Simple as that. That's nothing to do with the Glazers. That's nothing to do with Woodward. I'm Glazers out, I'm Woodward out. Let's not get that mistaken. Yeah, I'm talking solely about the squad right now. And like my Moosa said there, the squad has holes in it. We know this. So it's on the manager's job. It's the manager's job to get the most out of the resources he has. And he's not doing that currently. To me, he's not doing that. That's what it is. So this is why I'm so critical of him.
Exactly. Manage a football club. And that's what I mean. Like, you know what I mean? It's going to be a big management now. You know what I mean? In terms of what you think is a worry towards the end of the season, what is your kind of worries like towards a big end to the season? I know, provided the manager, you know, he's a worried himself because, you know what I mean, at the end of the day, we don't know if he's going to be competent enough to get us to top 4. You know what I mean? And stay there. You know what I mean? Shout out to Moosa in the building right now.
Big on Moosa.
You get me? Big up Moosa. I mean, how confident are you in the holes we've got, Flawless, that this can be fixed? How confident are you? Because I don't see, you know, I'm really confident in them.
It can be fixed. It can be fixed, but you know who will fix them? The players. The players can fix them. The players are capable of doing a patched up job to get us to top 4. I think we'll finish top 4. I think without a manager, we finish top 4. So I think we'll finish top 4. I'm not worried about dropping out the top 4. My biggest worry is we can win a trophy. Yes, the Europa League. We're in the next round of the FA Cup. The Europa League's there. There are 2 most realistic options of winning a trophy. And again, with the individual players we have, we can win cup competitions. I said from the jump, we can't win the league with this manager. Can we win a cup competition with him? Absolutely. Could he hinder that? Yes. But these players can produce moments of magic in one leg. We're in a quarterfinal of the FA Cup. So we're 3 games away from winning the FA Cup. We have players who are capable of winning us 3 games in a row. Not 3 games in a row, but 3 games at any given moment, depending on, of course, with the FA Cup, what the tie is. If we draw Bournemouth, hopefully Barnsley do Chelsea today. We get Barnsley in the semi-final, and then we get Everton in the final. I would fancy our chances in that. Yeah. I'm dreaming, but I'm hoping so. You get me? Absolutely. I'm hoping. Get me? Or Sheffield United are through. Maybe Sheffield United in the final. You know what I'm saying? Barnsley in the semi-final and Bournemouth next round. We could win that.
Yes, and it's wishful thinking, but you just know Man United will probably get Man City in the next round. Shout out to Moosa in the building, man. You get me? Moosa, we're just talking about Martial, you know what I mean, in terms of the debate. Martial, there's a lot of fan base splitting at the minute. People saying get him out, sell him. You know, we were just looking at the bigger picture, you know, in terms of, you know, the system is all wrong at the minute, you know, in terms of how our strikers are probably suffering right now. You look at Cavani when he came on, I think he had 0 touches. I don't think he really had any kind of momentum when he came on. You know what I mean? Is it a case of easy to say Martial out without looking at the bigger picture?
Yeah, it is bonkers. Like, I think everyone in the forward formation, I feel like the fact that we're the top goal scorers in the Premier League or thereabouts, we shouldn't be having a conversation about selling anyone up there. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because that's not our problem. If we're turning up as the Premier League's top goal scorers, then why are we having this conversation in terms of getting rid of any strikers? So if we take that on the back of the last 2 seasons where our front 3, again, we talk about Liverpool's front 3 and our young front 3 back then when they were under the age of 24, Martial at 24, Rashford at 23, 22, Greenwood at 18 years old, outscoring Liverpool's season pros in their prime. And then coming into this season where Martial, we know his class is there, but he's run into a bad... And when I say he's been in bad form, there's been instances where Martial has done similar to what Firmino does at Liverpool, where he connects the play, he does a lot for the team, but he hasn't scored. And people rave about him on Sky Sports and all of that the hard work that he does for the team, connecting the play, and we won't get that with Martial. But then on top of that, we know Martial's class is there from the 9-0 where he chested it, turned and banged it up, like roofed it, and told man, "Shut up." He's talking my name. Do you know what I'm saying?
Facts, bro.
And that one there was to just let man know that the skill is here, the ability is here. I'm just going through a bad patch, cool. But I just feel like, for me, I don't want to have no attention to our forward players, because this season we've spreaded the goals out more than we did last season. And I mean, more people have contributed to that, whether it be McTominay. So that means the midfielders have contributed with McTominay. Pogba's had a couple in there. We know Bruno's doing his thing. Then we've got Greenwood that's put a couple in there. Rashford's done his thing. Martial's done his thing, and Cavani's done his thing. Martial might not have done his thing to the level of last season, but we still got loads of games left in the Europa League, loads of games left in the Premiership and in the Cup.
It's funny how you say that, because towards like the end of the season, so before the lockdown, he had 11 goals, 3 assists. After the lockdown, he got 9 goals. In 9 games, he had 6 goals and 3 assists. Yeah. So there is improvement still there, and he can do that. He is a kind of a slow burner. He's a slow burner kind of player.
He is. And we're talking about the best attacking team in the Premier League right now, and that's just on the facts of the goals that we're putting in. So we can't be the best, goal scoring league in the Premier League. I mean, team in the Premier League, and then we're going to be talking about getting rid of any of our strikers. We can't, because I keep on telling you, man, Martial at 27, those 2 years of development. Those 2 years of knowing yourself and knowing the roles better, it's a different Martial that we see now. We got Bruno in at 27. Where was Bruno when he was 25, 24? Where was he? He was screaming Bruno when he was 24. No one was screaming Bruno when he was 24. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
When Bruno turned 26, 27, he starts putting in numbers. Man starts saying, this brother's he's on stuff. So it shows you that the players, our front three with Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood, they need to be hitting up there. When they start getting to 27s and that's when I want to know about. They're in their prime. What are they doing? If Martial's not doing his job at 27, 28, then we can talk about selling him. We can't talk about selling a 25-year-old who, can turn it on at 26, 27, and then we're looking like, why did we get rid of him? We knew he had the class. We knew he had the ability. Well, why did we sell him for? And then bring in who? We'll bring in, for me, we just got to bring in more players and let them fight for it.
Yeah, and I've always said that, in terms of, but there was an argument to say that, I had a discussion with Cams and he said, get Harry Kane in this squad and he scored goals. But is it just as easy to say that when at Tottenham, everything is played through him? He creates, he assists, he scores. He's basically, Harry Kane is Tottenham, basically. And
Harry Kane scores goals. I think Harry Kane scores goals, but the question when people say get rid of Martial, are we saying that Rashford's better than Martial on the left? Are we saying let's move Martial? Are we saying let's get rid of him? What's the conversation we're having?
I think people are saying he's not good enough up front. But then again, it's like, people have their favourites of Rashford on the left. You can't see. It's like you play Rashford off the left. Where do you put him then? He's not a good striker. He's not a good right winger.
This is what I'm trying to say. To compensate, nobody wants to put the magnifying glass on Rashford like that. So to not put the magnifying glass on him and see what's really going on there on the left, we talk about bringing in, because my thing is this. We bring in Grealish, he's going on the left. I don't want to hear anyone talking about anything else.
Facts.
He's not going in the centre of the midfield. He's not going in the number 10 position, because in my team, Pogba, Fernandes, and Grealish all start. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They all start because Grealish can play off the left. He's been, when we're seeing Grealish put these numbers up on the left. Why would you want to play him anywhere else then? Why would you all of a sudden?
That would be just like us though, Moosa, in it, to sign a player who's been doing the bits on the left and then play him on the right hand side. That would just be like Manchester United to do that.
And then start saying, no, he's a box to box and putting him in the middle of the thing. Nah, brother. Just because we're trying to, we're not trying to put the magnifying glass on Rashford. My thing is, you bring in a Grealish, put him on the left, and then you say to Martial and Rashford, if Cavani goes, even if it's like, you might even have 3 strikers for that one position. You might have Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford vying for up front. And you're telling them, listen, you got to earn this. Yeah, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
Yeah, you want them to earn it. Because for me, I've always said, out of Martial, the type of football that we do play, Martial, you know, is a good player. And I feel like the front three should be always be able, like Martial should be able to come on, go on the left. He should be able to go on, start up front. And Rashford should be able to do the same, because none of them, like we say, is a true out-and-out number 9. And we haven't bought one. So, yes, we need that in the team. But we don't have enough forward players anyway to be selling anyone, because who are we getting? You know what I mean? For me, I don't think we should sell Martial. I feel Martial should be under pressure, should be, you know, seeing a real number 9 at his job. I saw an interview with Greenwood, and Greenwood was saying that he loves seeing how Cavani is in training. He loves the runs that he's doing. You know what I mean? Learning from a seasoned pro, seeing how he is in, you know, in training, and then bringing that onto the. So the young bucks are learning from Cavani, man. And there was a lot of talk about should we get him in, blah blah. But we're seeing that these type of players have a big impact, man. And for me, Martial reminds me of these Berbatov type of players where they don't look like they're in it, but they're in it. They don't have to scream and rave and shout.
Exactly.
The man don't have to look like he's on it. Like Martial has to force a smile, and even when he's smiling, it's like one of them funny ones where that's not his thing, but you know he's happy. You know what I mean? Like Martial, he gives me like he's a proper shy character to me. I believe Martial's the one of them man that he's the baddest footballer in the playground, but he doesn't scream about it. He doesn't want no one to say it. He just gets on with his job, but like he's not. You know what I'm saying? He don't like taking them type of compliments. He just wants to do his job and get on. Where there's other men who are just they're boastful with it. They, you know what I mean? That's who they are. So I feel like we got to accept it, man.
Does this sort of striker flawless suit the culture of Man United fans? You know, in terms of, you know, his approach, you know what I mean? He's not very someone who does a lot of interviews, you know what I mean? Doesn't really give any, like, you know, you don't really see, but you know what I mean?
People want everything, man. People want everything. If you're like Martial and you're quiet, or you need to be more open, you need to talk more, he doesn't smile. If you're more like the opposite, say a Lingard, he needs to concentrate on his football. He's too much of a joker. He's not setting a good example. These people want everything. I don't care in it about your personal approach. If you're a striker, are you banging goals? I couldn't care less. You get what I'm saying? What your name is, what you're doing, your approach. Martial's a quality baller, and our stats with him, even though it would have dwindled this season, are much better with him than we are without him. You know what I'm saying? We win. Our win percentage doubles when he's in the side, because you talked about him with Firmino. He's a better version of Firmino. If Firmino scored goals, he's Martial.
Yeah, 100%.
He's technically, his hold-up play is ridiculous. Like I said, the one against West Ham when the cross came into the box and he chested it down and laid it off to Greenwood. Yes, it got blocked, but that's a quality assist. You know what I'm saying? And Martial as well, people forget, is he not a 9? He was our joint top goal scorer just last season. And he was injured. He was injured for 2 to 3 months. It's wild. Sell Martial and sign who?
And sign who we don't get?
And do what? And watch another top striker come in and suffer. Anyone you get, whether it's a Harry, whether it's a Kane, whether it's a Lewandowski, suffer. Yeah. Kane,
man. I've seen it, man. 100%, man. And even when you look at Martial's numbers at 25 years old, since he's come to Old Trafford, he's 1 in 3. So every third game he scores. It's good for a 25-year-old who's come in. Yeah. And remember, he hasn't come in to the Man United that was winning stuff. He's coming to Man United that in a period of our. He came in at the back end of who we were, everyone knowing that we were the real deal. But he came in at the back end when that was dwindling and we were trying to rebuild. So now he's come into a team that's had, he's had about 2 or 3 managers already, or 4 managers. And, you know, he's had to be in a team that's been getting rebuilt. And the brother is 25 years old and he can walk away saying, boy, I've scored 1 in 3. Every third game I'll bang in at United. I might go 2 games, but I put in the third one. That's my stats.
Facts. And bear in mind, my man was playing with Pereira behind him in that.
Yeah,
like he's playing with ballers. People forget this. I was playing with Pereira.
Yeah, and a lot of that. Remember, he was out in the cold. They weren't playing games. Then he's on the left. He's only had 2 seasons up front.
Is he a product of his own environment, though, Martial? Has he been a product of his own environment? You look at Cavani. He's settled to this amazing team. You think Cavani would be like this maybe in a team where, you know, under Jose Mourinho, where it was very, very pedestrian football? You're looking at
Cavani stuff. I like Cavani, yeah. But if Cavani starts game, like Martial put up 20, how many goals did he put up last season?
17, 18. I think it was 17 in the league or something.
Overall was like 23, 22.
23, yeah,
23. It was 22, 22.
Cool. So, and the reality is Cavani's much better than Martial, all of that. So what should he be putting up this season?
That's a valid point. That
There
is
you
a
go
very
then.
valid.
But
And
that's
here's
the
the thing,
promise. Yeah.
Saeed, you spoke on it there in terms of managers. We've had Ollie, who's a pragmatic coach. Before that, it was Mourinho, who's a pragmatic coach, and before that, it was Van Gaal, who's a pragmatic coach.
Yeah.
He is in the talk about environments. Big up Lewis and that spud me,
Big
my
up
G.
Lewis, man.
Big up Lewis. He's in the worst possible predicament. He's not played under an attacking manager.
No.
Played under attacking manager. Ollie, Mourinho, Van Gaal. All three
But
of
that's
them.
what I meant about product of his own environment. Martial
Yeah.
got to the stage where the standards are that high now. Everyone's saying to him, right, produce. But when it was the other way around and he was, playing under Van Gaal, under Mourinho, he was producing for a while, man. He was. You know what I mean? And then it's almost a case of, and it's almost a case of now it's like, yeah, but now he's in a good environment. Sell him off now. You know what I mean? Yeah. Bruno's coming. He's in the right environment. Would this be the same Bruno as Moosa says 2 or 3 years ago? Would it be the same? I'm not sure.
They wouldn't. That's what I'm saying.
What I want to say is if you give all the penalties Bruno's had this season to Martial, we're having a different conversation.
Even last year, I told you, see, last year, Martial won most of the penalties for us, and Rashford and Bruno took them. Yep. I said, as if you give yours number 9 all the penalties, he was top goal scorer last year, Premier League, with all them goals.
25 plus at least last season.
He would have been top goal scorer.
He's won a lot of penalties this year. PSG.
He wins them all. Who wins them? He wins them. He's the one that wins them.
He wins penalties.
Yeah, and even the thing is,
go on, fam.
Zayam Yasser, Spurs out of the FA Cup, United are Spurs in the Europa League, Arsenal and win, and Spurs win. United don't win any trophies this season. Ha ha ha. Yeah. You're big up Zayn anyway, but I just don't see you winning. I think Arteta's gone by the end of the season, but yeah. Yeah, but you might can deal with what you but I don't think you're gonna be Europa League final, mate. Not with with your guys at the back.
He's saying Arsenal are definitely there, and it's out of United and Spurs to face them in the final. This guy's gas.
Yeah, I love
Zayn. Shout out to Zayn as always, you get me? We love Zayn, man. We love Zayn.
He believes in himself.
Condolences to your team because it's dead. You know what I'm saying, all the way in 11th. But
yeah. Martial had 7 non-penalty goals, and Rashford and Bruno stole Lopez. What for him? I just feel like that's why for me you have to understand the criticism. I'm not trying to bash Bruno and Rashford, but I just feel like the man who are saying Martial are not being fair on his side, bro.
Let me show you something. Listen, the other day, sir, when Martial came on and had an assist and scored 2 goals against Southampton, he won a penalty. He was on a hat trick. Bruno
didn't get it,
Bruno took it.
Yeah,
that's Martial get.
Yeah, and we're not saying we have an issue with that. We're just pointing out the fact of that. People,
yeah,
if you give Martial these penalties, we're not having this conversation. That's
because we're just saying Harry Kane takes his penalty, so we're saying Martial takes that penalty, scores. That's 3 goals and assists, and he's turned up. What are we saying? And there's been goals. There's been games where Martial hasn't scored but has won us a penalty that Bruno's took, and then everyone said that he's been crap.
Yeah,
but he won but had he taken that penalty and scored, the stats would have said Martial won.
Yeah, he would have said he scored the goal and he won the penalty as well.
So what do people want to see? I just feel like for me, if you're
what they want to see, sorry to cut you off, Saeed. You know what they want to see? They want Martial to create all the chances, score all the chances, score 30 goals a season, get 30 assists, win us the Premier League, the FA Cup, the Champions League, the Carabao Cup, Wimbledon, the Great British Bake Off, the French Open. You know what I'm saying? That's what people want. People want Formula 1. They want everything. The Ashes.
And still after that, he's gonna get his racist abuse on Twitter. And still after that, they're gonna give him the racist abuse.
He would.
Still.
Yesterday says Russell Crowe was down and out in Gladiator. He came back and beat the Emperor. We will do the same.
No, you won't. Listen, you're 11th, fam. You know what I'm saying?
You're 11th, man. I don't think Russell Crowe was that down, mate. He was half-fighted about that. You get me? Someone said Tracy Beaker Cup, yo. It's mad.
They had to Tracy Beaker. Oh yeah, they're bringing that back in it. They should have left.
Yeah, man. Come on. 95% conversion penalty rate. Absolutely, but I just feel like if you're gonna be consistent about your argument, you have to see the other side, guys. You have to, man. If you don't see the other side to it, there's no point you saying Martial out. Listen, Rashford has done his thing, Bruno has done his thing. Bruno's got what? I think he's got 6 penalties out of 11 goals a season. 5 of them have been done.
Saeed, I got a dip anyway. Yeah,
big up, man. Big up,
love for having me.
There you go,
yeah, big up, man. Safe.
Big up, man. But that's this question, Moosa, man. You know what I mean? Like in terms of, I don't think there's a balanced argument out there, man. There isn't a balanced argument.
I feel like the haters of Martial, the raters of Martial, because even last season when Martial was our joint top goal scorer and put in a shift, people still doubted him. The brother was 24, just turned 25. He's put in one of the best numbers of his career, and you're still doubting him. So where does he go? Do you know what I mean? Where does he go at? Like, if man's always going to doubt him, where does he go? Like, just allow it. And it's the same like someone just said about John Stones. Everyone was dissing him. Now John Stones is the real deal. People just got to take time with these players, man. You can't be on man that's under 25. That's put in the numbers that Martial's put in. You know what I'm saying?
I just feel like it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to get toxic, man. You get me? Because end of the day, people are blaming Martial for the lack of consistency in style of play, for the lack of, you know what I mean, pattern of play, for the lack of, you know, chances created, you know, in terms of in the box, you know, being there at that moment. You know, they are putting that frustration on the level of football and why we're not winning games and why we're not kind of going away from games. The defense is what people need to think about as well. You know,
but my thing is, no one can talk to us about our front strike force because Man United have the best score. We've scored the most goals in the Premier League, so we don't have a problem up front. Had it been the other seasons where we were struggling to score goals, then man can start pulling up Martial because we are, you know, we've scored the most goals in the Premier League. So this discussion to me cannot be had this season about anyone. I won't even have it from Rashford. Because we've done the job. I won't have it from anyone up there. I won't have it from Cavani. I won't have it from Rashford. I won't even have it from Greenwood. Set a man on Greenwood. I won't have it. Yeah. Because he's contributed. We've scored the goals.
Yeah. So we've got a couple of super chats here from Zia Bongo. He goes, most of former United players, United level goals, don't rate Martial. Also, you lads across the pond overrate hard work a little bit too much. So for me, I'm the opposite.
Most of the legends that he mentioned there, do you want to read this one? Go on, you want to read this one?
Yeah, Zia Miyase says, Hassan Mawar, Grealish in the summer to with Rodgers. This builds good luck selling the French. You will have to pay people to take him. I don't know, man. I don't know about that so
listen
far.
To this. People are talking about, what was the other one there? About overrating players and talking about hard work or something like that. The reality is that he's saying that our legends don't rate Martial. I've gone back and looked at some of the numbers that our legends put up, particularly Paul Scholes. 99 season, man scoring like 9 goals and having like 7 assists.
Yeah.
But he's still, because we weren't that wasn't an era of stats. Like sometimes you can watch a man have a good game, no assists, no goals, but he had a great game and you could see that he had a game. Now it's all about this new FIFA generation and it's just about stats. Because when you go back, and this is why a lot of people who didn't support Man United always had Lampard above Scholes. Because when you talk about stats, Scholes' stats can't chat to Lampard.
But it's the way you see football, though, as well. I used to love Paul Scholes because of the way he played football. You know, and back in the day, people, yeah, exactly. And if you put Scholes in this era now, would people be lavishing Scholes? I'm not sure they would. They would say he's all right. Exactly, bro. So you have to say, and you have to realize, you know, what kind of era we are. There's a lot of stat padding. There's a lot of, you know, if you focus on the player and you look at the player and what he's doing right now, you would be happy with what Martial's doing. You would be, because he links up the play. He provides what's it called, chances in the box. You know, I mean, he gives you that kind of outlet. You know, he connects the play. What more do you want, man?
We win more games with him on. He creates space for other players to get goals. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's the misuse of the stats, which is a problem. Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And that's the bottom line, man. You get me? Like, and we got West Brom coming up, Moosa, you know what I mean? Big game as well there, bro. Like, I don't know, man. I just feel like for me, it's going to be a difficult because, again, you have to break them down without lack of creativity. You know, it's not looking great. Even though West Brom are down and out, bro, they can give you a tough game, bro, and sit back and they can just stifle it out the game, bro.
Yeah, no, it can be difficult. It can be difficult. To be honest, since we've started playing well and we've gone in this amazing away win record, I don't fear for Man United as much as I do. But what I've come to understand is that we just can't beat the big teams. And I feel like to win the Premier League, you have to set out positively against the big teams. So we're going to go and do.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. Yeah, I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to beat West Brom and what's it called? Who's that team? We got Newcastle at home. We're going to beat them 6 points out of 6, But guess what we're going to happen? We're going to lose to Chelsea and we're going to lose to Man City back-to-back away games.
That's it. So then it takes away. It takes away from us because we go into Chelsea and then Solskjaer bottles it. He doesn't attack. Then we go into Man City and he bottles it again. We don't attack. So we end up. It's either we come with 2 points out of 6, or we come with 0. But we're not taking more than that.
Yeah, I think it'll be 6 points out of 12. Honestly, man, that's what will happen. I said to the guys, you know what I mean? That's why I think the Everton game was a big kind of, you know what I mean? It's almost felt like a loss because end of the day, we could have beat them, yeah, and then maybe gone into the Chelsea game thinking, right, you know, someone says, you can't beat big teams. That's right, you couldn't beat us. Yeah, absolutely, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if you're a big club, by the way, but yeah. You know, that's the difference where the league will be lost again. I mean, City will keep winning for me. I think they'll beat Tottenham and they'll keep winning, yeah. But we can't do our end of the stick, bro. And we can't play the big teams, bro.
Yeah, and the thing
that's
is,
a big reality.
I believe that because of the Champions League games coming up and all of that, I believe City will get some draws. But when they get draws, we'll lose. We won't make it. We won't claw the points back. They will draw. And as funny as it seems, when people are laughing at Liverpool, all right, watch. It's because Klopp playing high lines, pressing football with 2 midfielders in centre back.
Yeah.
So my man's not playing games. Once he starts settling in his new centre backs that he's brought in, who are real defenders, and he puts his flipping talisman, what's his name, Henderson, back in midfield, we're going to see a different Liverpool.
Yeah.
Because they're still playing their system football.
I know.
And if anyone drops points and they can claw it up, it might be them. And then we got Leicester, who just knock away and no one watches them. Like,
it's mad, isn't it?
It's
mad. But yeah, man, we're gonna wrap it up there, Moosa. You get me. Shout out to you for coming on. You get me showing your football opinions, guys. Make sure you like the video. You go through to Sarcasm City over there, Flawless. Big up to Flawless for coming on and whatnot. Make sure you get the likes up, people, man. You get me. Hopefully, it's been a good
likes, man. Subscribe, like. Where are we with the subscribers? Where are you with the subscribers?
I'm approaching now 28,000, man. So make sure you go subscribe.
We need to get to 30k, man. Road to 30.
Yeah, man. Road to 30 people. So make sure if you are watching this right now, please smash a like on the video, man. And Moosa, you know what I mean? Tell them, letting people know where they can find you, man. Yeah, man. Reso CIC. You know, I run an organization distributing trainers to the homeless, to young people come out of care, refugees, asylum seekers. It's all about, you know, reusing our trainers and distributing it to people that need help. So check me out on Resole CIC, Instagram page, Facebook. Absolutely. Yeah. You can find him right there at Resole CIC on Instagram. You get me. Shout out to Moosa for coming on. And yeah, man, hopefully we'll be back, man, next time tomorrow at 8:45 for the preview for the West Brom game. Me, Adam, and Statman, as you can see right there. But guys, like the video, subscribe to That Central. I will see you tomorrow, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.